recording this video, so I also upload my YouTube, and you can check this later if you need. So here you can see that this is the build already finished. Now we can run our code. So enter any positive integer, like we have entered the positive integer 5. So 5 factorial 120 based on our code. Okay, but we need to check how when the value is now working, or variable how much now value. Basically, we can check initial value integer n, and we just take a scanf from scanf. We just take a integer value value on variable n, like 5. Then print of is here we have called this function multiply numbers n. So if you Mauser probably already said that if you want to use any function like multiply numbers, you need to declare it. This is the declaration, or you need to create you need to write this function total code above the main function, or you can declare it and after main function you can use it. I think he has already discussed it, right? So you need to respond it, otherwise it's difficult to conduct the class.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so multiply numbers. So now you can see main function and long multiply numbers integer n. Basically n means integer n. Okay, and if we want to check every value, every variable value, then we need to debug. So let before doing this debugging, we need to know about some debugging. What is debugging or debugging in C? Okay, basically debug is come from bug word. Bug is a difference between the design of a program and its implementation. Basically definition based on Comeyers in 2004. Basically bug is a one kind of error, or simply Bangla means sarpoka, that means there is some error. The bug is a difference between the design of a program and its implementation. So we need to design the program, and if we want to implement this program, bug is the difference. Okay, if in your program has no bug, then you can easily implement this program, your program. And we expected something different from what is happening. Basically, what is bug? We want to expect a significant output, that 5 factorial to 120, but this is our expected outcome. Okay, but we can get another outcome. Like we can, I will show you some example. And example of bugs, that means expected factorial 5 to be must 120, but it returns 0. So if in our code there is some problem, so I will show you. Otherwise, expected program to finish successfully but crashed and print segmentation fault. This is another bug. And expected normal output to be printed, but instead printed instance symbol. This is another also bug. Your program output should 0 or 1 or like something, but you instead of printed the number or digit or like that, but you see some instance symbol. This is also a bug. Okay, 3 types of bug basically. Just one logical type bug, that means 5 factorial to be 120, but you see the output is return 0 based on your code. So if we can check this one, so how can you check this bug? Basically, we need to check these bugs through defined IDE, and based on defined their configuration. And debugging techniques, basically comment out or delete code. A test to determine whether remove code was source of problem. Basically, debugging is related to software testing and debugging. When you are you will study the software engineering course, then there is some chapter related to software testing and debugging. And you know, there in job market there is a job category, software tester or quality tester. and some of your senior sister or brother, they are doing this job. Basically, it's another kind of job in IT sector related to software engineering. So that's why it's important. And if you know how to debug your program, then you can easily identify the problem in your program. So in that case, debugging techniques: comment out or delete code, test to determine whether remove code was source of problem, and test one function at a time. We can test one function at a time. Add print statement, check if certain code is reachable, check current state of the variable. We can check the current state or current value of the variable, and test the edges. Code often breaks at the beginning or end of the loop. The empty of exit function, we can check it, and double check your logic in the odd or rare exceptional case. So through debugging techniques, we can do these things through the debugging techniques: comment out, test one function, print statement, or test the edges. So you can, and debugging basics, basically debugging strategy look like the describe a difference between expected actual behavior, hypothesis possible causes, and investigate the possible causes. If not found, go to step 2 or fix the code which was causing the bug, and vast majority of the time spend in step 2 to 3. Basically, hypothesis possible and difference between expected and actual behavior. This is the hypothesis possible causes and investigate possible causes. If not found, go to step 2. Hypothesis possible causes you need to check. This is the basic algorithm of a debugging, just 5 steps. Okay, so hypothesis. So for factorial problem, we can check the hypothesis for factorial problem. Now let's look at the code for factorial function. Just select all the places when the error could be coming from. If statement, then branch. Here if statement, branch. Here can any error, or then if statement, else branch. If statement and your ending branch is else. So error may come from if this part or else this part, these two parts. Okay, so we can more investigate this way. So investigate this problem. Here if case, if call base case. Base case is this investigate if then. If this part is called base case, and recursive case is the else case. So already your Mahbub sir already discussed about the recursive function. So that's why I'm not explaining this way, but I want to check this code is okay or not. Okay, so this case is okay or not. That means if I want to factorial 0. In this case, you see the function integer factorial integer x. So here integer x means integer x. If x equal to 0, return x, or else return x into factorial x minus 1. This is the recursive function. So based on this function, you can check factorial 0. Just input here factorial integer x, here value is 0. So if x is 0, return 0. So factorial 0, math equivalent to 1, expected output 1, but actual output how much? Can you say, anyone? Based on this function code, can you say, anyone? Do you understand that explanation or not? Based on this code, how much the actual output?
স্যার আরেকবার একটু বোঝালে ভালো হতো স্যার।
জিরো হবে তো
স্যার 0
স্যার আরেকবার একটু বোঝালে ভালো হতো।
Okay, so this is the factorial recursive this is the factorial code. So I think Mahbub sir already discussed about it. I want to discuss. This is a factorial function. Okay, so function has 2 parts, 3 parts. Basically, the data type, function name, and the this part is called argument. Is this clear?
yes sir yes sir
Function has 3 parts and also a body. Function has body, 4 parts overall. So this is the function for okay, so this Sadia noise from Sadia noise has come. Okay, this is the factorial. So
রিয়াদ মাইকটা অফ কর, রিয়াদ মাইকটা অফ কর।
Okay, so this is the fact. Basically, this part is called factorial function. Okay, so if our input function is x, input is factorial 0. Okay, I want to do this one. So I want to run this one again. So factorial 0. So factorial 0 should be 1. This is actual output. But based on your on our code, if x equal to 0, since factorial 0, that means n argument n x value is now 0, then x equal to 0, return x. That means return 0. So in this case, output should be 0. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so if factorial is 1, then output should be how much?
1, sir.
1, sir.
1, sir.
Actual expected output 1, but actual output how much?
0. 0.
0.
Why it is 0?
The actual output ta sir বুঝতেছি না।
The actual output will be x multiplied by factorial of x minus
Actual
1.
output means based on mathematics.
তার এই জায়গায় কি else টা কাজ করবে actual output এর ক্ষেত্রে?
Now, based on mathematics, factorial 1 should be output 1. Okay. 1 এর factorial করলে তো আমরা 1 ই পাবো। Basically 1 output should be 1. But this is the expected. That means 2 after factorial 2 we will get 2. After factorial 3 we will expected output 6. But in this program, if factorial here integer x values 3, then how much will output? Actual output from this
mathematically 6 ই আসে
তা 6 ই তো আসে স্যার।
based on this program, not based on mathematics.
স্যার 6 ই তো
Why? Okay,
স্যার
Based on this program we will get
0 হয় না। তাহলে তো স্যার else ফাংশন else এর ভিতরে যাবে। তখন স্যার 3 into 2 হবে। তাহলে তো স্যার 6 ই আসে।
why? Return x. So okay, we will check. We are now checking it. Factorial 6, factorial 3. Okay, if x equal to 0, return x. So since x is now 3, so if not working, else working. So return x now 3 star factorial 3 minus 1. Now factorial how much? X should be how much? 2.
Factorial
2, sir. 2.
2 again. So x should be 3. We already in my hand 3. Okay, so these 3 already get. So factorial 2, factorial should be again recursive. Okay, so factorial 2 minus 1, that means now factorial 2, 3 star 2, then factorial again recursive, factorial x now 1,
1, sir.
1 minus 1, the factorial 0, the factorial 0, that means x now factorial 0. So if x equal to 0, return should be 0. So 0 into 2 star 3. So how much now?
0, 0, sir. 0.
0. So this is the actual output.
0 sir.
Okay, do you understand this code?
Yes sir.
Actually,
Yes,
to
sir.
identify this type of problem, we need to debug. Okay, we need to debugging. So we can check this one. So this is the actually output. So expected 1 1 2 6 after 3 factorial, but
Sir.
actual output based on this code all are 0.
So 0 factorial is equal to 1 কেমনে 0 হয়?
Here
Based on
x
this
equal to 0 based on this code 0, but if we rewrite this code, return x should be return 1. Okay, then the output will be the same. Expected and actual would be same. So this is the actually program is not executing, but expected and actual outcome is differ based on the previous code. But if we return 1, then actual and expected output would be same. Do you understand?
Yes sir.
Yes,
Yes sir.
basically
Yes,
based on our
sir.
code. So if in your code such kind of error, then you need to identify this error through the debug. Do you understand or not?
Yes,
That's
sir.
why I am try to explain the debug process. Okay, so we can check this. This is the actually program. So now we want to check this program through the debugging. So we are for debugging, you need to put here a breakpoint. So if you click in Clion IDE, you can put a you just click here, and this is the debugging point. This is the break. This is the also called the breakpoint. So now if we click the debug icon, or you can run from run, you can click the debug icon or Alt Shift F9. Then debugging will start. So you just see there is a debugging menu here, variable. Okay, here variable, and you can see this here in here we have declared a variable integer n, and n equal to now 0 initialization, or you can initialize here. Okay, if initialize, or previously I told you that in the code block we need to initialize something, but otherwise garbage value will taken replaced by the initial value. But in this ID, basically it depends on the ID. In this ID, n is now 0. So you can see n value now 0. So if we just click the step into, that means next line, which line now executing the cursor is now line number 5. If we want to execute this line step into, then you can see our cursor is now going to which file, studio.h file. That means since we have used the printf function, so cursor is now going to his header file, studio.h file, and here is some work process. We don't no need to explain this one. Basically, it's automatically just linking this header file studio.h. Then we can again next line step into return. Then you see the next line is scanf function now working this scanf function, and n you see still n is now 0. N variable value is still now 0, and now scanf function is now working. So we can go to next step. So now here you can see the cursor is now going to console. Console means DOS output. Okay, console window. This is called console window, not graphical user interface. This is basically command line interface. Console is one kind of command line interface. So we are now put insert the integer, any integer. So now we press the 5. Then next step into. So again after 6, scanf is already completed his function working. Now printf function. Here you see n value how much? 5. Okay, can you see n value now? This is not basically the compilation. I think this is not our code. Basically, this is come because we are using the debugging process. So you can also the debug menu. Here you can see n is now 5. Okay, so if we press next step, that means next working step, then step into F7. Then now here multiply numbers n. Just function is called. Okay, with n value how much? With n value how much now?
এটা তো ইউজার থেকে ইনপুট নিব।
Okay, so this n is called what is its name?
Debug
n what is its name?
Variable.
So in your function,
parameter,
argument or parameter?
its argument.
Multiply numbers if you want
প্যারেন্থেসিসের
to
ভিতরে যেটা থাকে ওইটাকে তো প্যারামিটার বলে না?
argument. Basically, long integer multiply numbers. Here argument is integer n. Number of parameters or argument. What are the difference between arguments and parameters?
Parameters are values and arguments are its.
Difference between argument and basically argument is referred to the values that are passed within a function. When function is you have here we have used function, but in Java same type is okay. So argument is referred to the values. Argument is referred to the values that passed within a function when the function is called. So in our program, function is called multiply numbers n, multiply number. This is the function, and here n value is called the argument. Okay, when the function is called, these values are generally the source of the function that require the arguments during the process of execution, and these values are assigned to the variables in the definition of the function is called. The type of values passed in the function is same as the variables defined in the function definition. These are also called the actual arguments or actual parameters. So here integer a, integer b, sum is a function, integer type function. Here integer a, integer b. This is the just function definition. Okay, so number 1 and number 2 as arguments. Number 1 and number 2 as arguments. Clear it? Sum function, in your sum
Yes,
function,
sir.
number 1, number 2 is called as arguments, and sometimes it's called actual arguments, not only actual arguments or actual parameters. You can also call actual arguments or actual parameters, not only parameters, because parameters in C program define kinds of others variable is also called parameters. So you need to call it actual arguments or actual parameters. Okay, so multiply numbers. So now this function is called printf function is called now multiply numbers. So here the full definition of multiply numbers function is here, and n argument is passed here. N value is now 5. You see n equal to 5, so n value is now 5. N clone 5. So if n greater than equal to 5, then return n star multiply numbers n minus 1. You can see previous function definition, and here function that means the block statement, if else statement is different. So basically you can do it recursive function in different way based on based upon on you. Okay, so and another issue is that you can previously in code block we are using n greater than or equal to. We are writing n greater than or equal to. So if you press in this Clion ID, if you press greater than equal to, so mathematical expression accept. Do you understand? Previously in code block, this type of expression is not accepted for compilation, but Clion ID it's a powerful ID, and this type of expression accepted for compilation. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if sorry,
It will convert it into an mathematical expression.
automatically convert. I just press equal to, but this ID converted to greater than symbol, greater than equal to symbol. I am also pressing the equal to because keyboard has no this kind of symbol. In your laptop or any other keyboard, this type greater than equal to symbol is just equal, not this type of symbol. It is automatically convert to this symbol. So you can take this advantage for mathematical expression. So you see, previously I discussed the if condition, if less than, so or we can see if x equal to 0, return 1, else this way. But you can see if n greater than equal to 1, return recursive function, else return 1. Okay, so n equal to 5 now. Then we can check the next step. Here n equal to 5, you see, and multiply n minus 1 will be execute. N now 4. Okay, n now 4, similarly this function will again execute n4, n now 3, n now 3, n2, n now 2, n equal to 1. If n equal to 1, n now 1. So if condition is n greater than or equal to 1, now return 1. If n now 0, now return 1. Since 0 equivalent factorial to 1, that's why else return 1. So if you can check the output, sorry, recursive function, then n5, if we can check the now print is now working, return 0, our program is not execute, and run to cursor. So you can see 5 factorial to 1 to 0. So in this way we can check all variable value, how can change in step by step after executing the all code. Okay, that's why I just want to show this powerful IDE. So you can try this one. So if you face after exam, you can try this one. No need to check now. After exam, you can try this one. This is the powerful integrated development environment. You can check all the programs through this IDE. Do you understand or any problem?
স্যার ব্রেক পয়েন্ট থেকে শুরু করে ডিবাগিংটা একটু আবার দেখিয়ে দিলে ভালো হয় কিভাবে করব।
আচ্ছা, okay. So I think we can check another problem during the array chapter. We will discuss now array chapter, and we will also debugging this array. So this I just explained this recursive function and also the debugging process. So we will now check all problem related to chapter 5. So we can now we are now starting the chapter 5. Basically chapter chapter 6. Basically chapter 6, the chapter title is array. So what does array means? Basically array are data structure, one kind of data structure. Since we are working different kinds of data, that means all data are number, symbol, this type, or letter, alphanumeric, this type. But basic work is programming. Basic programming works to organize this data, because our target is to organize the data. So that's why we need different kinds of tools or function or like. So array is a such kind of tools. So in chapter 1 or any other program, suppose in your class total 80 students. Okay, so I want to store 80 students CIT 111 marks. So if I want to store all 80 students, so how much variable I need to declare? Can you say anyone?
80.
So
80,
in
sir.
your class total 80 students. Okay, suppose in CIT 111 course, I want to see every student get basically every student gets a single marks, different kinds of marks. So I want to use these marks in C code. Okay, so how many variable now need to use?
80 স্যার
80, total 80 variable I need to declare, right? So is this a easy way to declare 80 variable? Or suppose I need 100 or 200 students in agriculture, 200 students. So is it feasible to declare a total 80 or 100 variable?
No, sir.
No, basically,
sir.
definitely not. Okay, so in that case, we need to use different kinds of programming facilities we can use. So in that case, we need to use the array. Okay, that's why array or data structure consists of related data items of the same type. Here, same type means same data type. So we know how many types of data type already. We have already studied this one. How many types of data already studied? Avinash,
sir.
Avinash, can you say how many data type in C program? Avinash, do you hear me?
I don't know, sir.
Basically, you need to study chapter 1 or chapter 2. Otherwise, it's really difficult
I
to
think 4, sir.
4 data types. Or anyone, Abir Devnath?
Yes, sir.
How many data type in C program you have already learned?
Sir, I have learned a few of them. I have started class a bit later. I am taking help from my other batchmates. I think that I will surely recover.
But I
soon.
have given you the detailed book and you need to study this one. Anika, how many data type you have already learned on C program?
3 types, sir.
Only 3 type. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are these names?
Integer, float, double.
Integer, float, double. Anyone say any other data type?
Character.
Characters.
Character. So basically 4 type of data type, and after using casting or modifier, we can convert it other type, long, short, or other system. But basically 4 types of data type we have already discussed. So in data structure, array data structure, basically the array data structure consists of related data items of the same type. In semester 3 probably you will study a course that's name is totally data structure and algorithm. So you can in that semester you will see the details. So array data structure consisting of related data items of the same type. That means same type of data. Since I already said that in your class total 80 students. So if I want to store 80 students CIT marks, that means I need integer type data. That means same integer type 80 data. Same type integer type 80 data. So array is basically a group of contiguous memory location. If I want to declare integer A or integer AB, suppose integer AB. So in memory there is AB is in memory there is a location. Store a location, then we can store a value in AB. Okay, but in array, a group of continuous memory location that all have the same type. So to refer to a particular location or element in the array, so array has a particular location or element in the array, and array has a name and position number of the particular element in the array. If we want to declare an array, then array needs to given a name and also a position number of the particular element in the array. So we can clear it. Let's see example. Suppose here we just write C array, all elements in the array, share the array name C. Here the array name is C third bracket 0, and in that location the value is now -45, C1, C2, like that, C11. So here total 12 location, 12 array type array. Okay, all elements of the array share the array name C. Here total position number of the element within the array, this 11, 10, this is called the array position. Okay, and all are stored in the memory. What type of memory I am talking about? Anyone can say?
Integer type.
No. What type of memory? Is it RAM? Memory means what type of memory? RAM. Okay, definitely RAM. That means primary memory. Okay, in your when you are coding, just declare this array, then program will automatically store a allocate a location. Okay, 0 to 11 and all value stored in your RAM in same location. And if I declare a integer type data, that means array means 16 byte. Okay, normal if integer type data 16 byte or unsigned then 32 byte or others. That means based on the array based on the data type size, program will automatically store the location. So you can see that this is the simple array C0, C1, C2, like that. Here C is called the array name and 0 is called the array position, array element position. Okay, C0 position. So in that case, basically in array, C0 is called the first element in every array is the 0th element. If you declare any array like this one, C11 adds two array to element C. So if the first element in every array is the 0th element, that means C0. Automatically declare the C0 and array name like other identifiers. So what does mean identifier? Anyone can say? Identifier. What do you mean by identifier? Abida Khan, what do you mean by identifier? C program identifier. Anyone can say?
স্যার ভ্যারিয়েবল ফাংশন এগুলোর মানে নাম দেয়া এটাকে বলে?
Yes, that means the variable declaration. This is the one kind of identifier. But identifier has a basic definition. Identifier in C. Basically, identifier symbols are the names you supply for variables, type of function, and labels in your program. An identifier is name that identifies, that is labels the identifier of or either unique object or unique class of object. That is for object-oriented program. But in C identifier, represent the name in the C program. For example, variable, function, array, structure, union, all are identifier. Okay, but identifier has some valid criteria. So if you write identifier name with number, this is not a valid identifier. Okay, you can use underscore for identifier because identifier in C has some basic rules. I think you should already study this one. Identifier name should be unique. Cannot use a keyword as identifier. Identifier has to begin with a letter or underscore. It should not contain the space. The special characters not allowed. Identifiers can consist only letter, digit, and underscore. Dollar sign cannot be used at identifier. Special symbol cannot be used in identifier. Only 31 characters are significant. They are also case sensitive. This is the basic rules of identifier. I think chapter 1 or chapter 2, you have not yet studied the identifier. No one study. Okay, but you need to study. An array name also identifier, like other identifiers, can contain only letter, digit, and underscore, and cannot begin with a digit. So array name should not could not start with a digit. So it should be letter, underscore, or like that. And the position within the square bracket, you see the position in the square bracket is called the index or subscript. That means C11. This is called index or subscript. An index must be an integer or integer expression. Index must be integer or integer expression. That means array name x plus y, etc. And for example, if a equal to 5, b equal to 6, then the statement c a plus b plus 2 equal to, that means 5, 6, 11 equal to c11 plus 2. That means adds 2 to array element c11. That means here c11 means 78. Now the c11 this after this expression c11 should be 80. Do you understand? C11 means this array value.
Sir, please repeat once again.
Sorry?
Please repeat once again.
Sorry, I don't understand you. Can
Sir,
you speak
once
loudly?
Again, once again, sir. I didn't understand.
Can you speak loudly?
Sir, once again.
Okay, so I think we can explain a full program. You can see a full program first, then we can explain it. So basically this is the initialization of array and this is the declaration. Basically okay, this is the basic declaration of array. So initially we have already declared variable integer a, but this is the array declaration integer c12. That means we can store 11 integer type variable. So previously I talked about the 80 students. So if I want to store 80 students. So in that case, I need to declare integer C 80. Do you understand? And
Yes,
array
sir.
occupies contiguous
Yes,
spaces
sir.
memory. Same location, total 80 space array will allocate. 80 integer type space. Single integer type space. Now 80. Now for this declaration integer C12, total 12 integer type allocation. Okay. If I just initialization integer C, so in that case I just store a one value, one integer value. Okay, but if we can declare integer C12, this array, then we can store a total 12 value. Do you understand?
Yes,
And
sir.
basically,
sir.
the
Yes,
following
sir.
definition reserves 12 elements for integer array C, which are indices in the range 0 to 11. Because I have already said the array start its element from in 0 location. Okay, and the definition integer B100 double X 27. In this way, we can declare reserves 100 elements for integer array B and 27 elements for double array X. Similar like, that means this is the similar like variable declaration, but same type of data we can store in the same location. This is the basic difference, and we can store the same type of number of data. And in integer C, we can store the one data. Integer C12, we can store 12 data from in the index 0 to 11. This is the basic difference. And also, like any other variables, uninitialized array elements contain garbage value. So if you declare integer B100, in every array element there is a garbage value. There can be a garbage value. In that case, you need to initialize it in this integer B100 equal to 0. In this way, you need to initialize it. So we can now explain an example. We can see example. So here we can you see that integer main function. This is just similar like here integer n5. That means n is an array of 5 integers. That means we can store 5 integer value. Okay, and for loop size t will explain later. I equal to 0, I less than 5, plus. Okay, so here set element at all integer I equal to 0. So here the initialization integer n I equal to 0. That means set element and location to 0. Print of element value. Here we have used the %s. That means string we are now printing, and %13s 13 space that's print here. Middle you can see 13 space. So for size t here on initialization, that means n5 all are set element to location I to 0. That means n I equal to 0. Sorry, n0 equal to 0, n10 1 30 20 30 40. Basically 0 to 4. That means the index location. And if we want to check the location element value, then we can just print up how we are using I equal to 0, I less than 5, plus I. The percent here we have used 7u, %7u, %13d. The 7u means here the spacing, and ini. So we can see that element 0 value 0, element 1 value 1 value 0, element 2 value 0, like that. So if we see this one in coding,
স্যার উদাহরণটা আমি বুঝি নাই, আরেকবার একটু বলা যাবে স্যার?
okay, which one?
স্যার ওই যে লাস্টে যেটা বললেন স্যার, যে
Okay,
জিরো ভ্যালু জিরো
I am now
ভ্যালু।
explaining through the code. Okay, and also I will check through debugging. Okay, I am just running this code, build this project, and also run this code. Okay, so element, that means 0 element, 1 element, 4 element, and its local value is now 0, 0, 0, 0. So if we can check, suppose we want to check from here. So I want to debug from here. Okay, so if we debug this item, so just check this one. N now integer 5. Okay, this is the initialization. You see, N now integer 5. Just integer is a integer N is a integer type of variable. We can store 5 integer value. Okay, so now you can check. So previously I said that if I don't initialize this the array value, then you can see N0 how much value, N1 different kinds of garbage value. Just you can see. You can see here that garbage value.
Yes, sir.
This is the garbage value. Now store this integer n. Okay, integer n means n5 means in 0. That means n0, n1, n2, n3, n4, and all are contains the garbage value because we have not yet initialization the value. N is an array of 5 integer, n5. So we, integer n now stored the 5 integer type value, but this is not our assigned value. This is the garbage value n has taken from the RAM. Okay, so that's why the programmer should initialization the value. So if now, so this line is now working. So now cursor is now here, line number 10. If we execute line 10, then how much? Integer. That means I now how much value? I is 0. Okay, and I less than 5. That means this line is now execute this 11 number, line 11. So you see steps 10. So now you see n0 now how much value? Do you see? And you
0.
in now 0. So if you again compile this line, n1 now 0 because this is now for loop. So I equal to 0, n0 equal to 0. This is initialization. I now 1, n1 equal to 0. N1 now 0. So this way we can check all initialization. That means all 0 to 4 location. That means 0 to 4 location, all integer array type now 0. Okay, so we are now initialization initialize this array through the for loop, and now we want to see this array value. Okay, through output statement, through printf statement. So if we printf, so in that case, here the format specifier is used, percentage and %8s. So printf statement is now working through his header file. Here now line 17 is now working. Cursor is now line 17, and you check n integer. That means 5. N now 5, and also the
স্যার এই যে স্যার এই পেজটা আসছে কিভাবে?
which one?
আগে স্যার আগের পেজটা ওই যে লেখাগুলা চেঞ্জ হয়ে গেছিল, ওইটা আসছে কি জন্য?
Okay, again we are now debugging. Which page?
স্যার ওই যে যখন printf scanf এর ওই জায়গায় ডিবাগিং করতেছিলেন তখন স্যার পেজটা চেঞ্জ হয়ে অন্য লেখা আসতেছিল।
এই যে এই পেজ আসছিল এটা, this
জি
one?
স্যার এই পেজ আসতেছিল।
Because we have already declared the header file studio.h. This is the studio.h header file. The compiler, that means this company has already created this file. Because we are now not doing anything about printf function. Okay, printf function is built-in function which is created by the compiler. That's why when I call the printf function, then its printf function all procedure is now is on the studio.h file. That's why it's linking to in studio.h.
Yes, sir.
But when we are running code, you don't understand this linking. But if we debug this code, debug this program, then we can understand every statement in this program, C language. Okay, but if we just run here, then you don't understand the which header file is now working. You don't understand. But if you debug this code, then you will understand the what do you mean by printf? What do you mean by scanner? What is its full function? Because this full function is written by compiler already. Printf or others all built-in function. Here many kind of function already defined. This is the definition. Okay, many kinds of functions. Near about 1500 code already written by the that company. Okay, this GNU compiler basically studio.h. This file is GNU. We are using GNU compiler GNU. So this compiler GCC compiler, this compiler already built this file. So if I just run, then you don't understand the which printf function is working. Okay, so you can again we are checking this debugging. So you just starting from here. Now cursor is now moving to here, 10 line number 10. Then this line will execute. Then integer I is now 0. This way all element is now printing 0 1
স্যার
2 all element
কার্সরটা
now
সেট
printing.
করব কিভাবে স্যার?
Sorry,
স্যার যে কার্সরটা ডিবাগিং এর যে কার্সরটা ওই কার্সরটা আনবো কিভাবে?
কার্সরটা মুভ করবা, মুভ
না স্যার ওইটা স্যার মানে লাইন বরাবর আনবো কিভাবে?
here.
জি
So
স্যার।
you just check in from I am starting from again. Okay, so this is the program basically. Okay, so basically we are regularly we are doing this build the project and run the project. Okay, so in that case we don't understand anything which line is working or which line is working or not, or how the value is changed. If we want to check this one, then we need to do the debug. So this is now my cursor. You see my cursor? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I want to see the debugging from line number 7. Just click here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then you just click the debug icon. Okay, click the left button, debug icon. Then debugging process is now starting. Okay, cursor is automatically moving to cursor now 10 because already this one executed. Line number 7 already executed. Now cursor is moving to 10. Now I want to execute this line number 10. So in that case, you need to press F7 or step into. Okay, so if I press step into, then line number 10 is now executing. That means I is equal to 0. Okay, now line number 11, cursor is now line number 11. Then I want to execute line number 11. You see here also come the line number main C11. You see line of cursor is now main function C11. So I just again run n equal to 1. Then I just I equal to 2, I equal to 3. Size, here working the size 5. Okay, then next line. This is the working procedure of printf function. Then for j equal to I equal to 0, and I just want to print this number I equal to 0 and n equal to integer 5. I equal to 1. You see?
Yes, sir.
I equal to now 2. Just I index is now changing. And you see the variable, all variable you can check. And you can also check the all value now. N equal to already 5, but value is still the same. So in this way, I can check all the line. So if you can also check this one, this is the assembly code. Basically, previously I have said that we are writing our code through the high level language. See, after compiling this one, it's convert to low level language. So this is now the move. You will study the microprocessor and assembly language course in 5th semester. This is the basically move. This is the basic code. So if I don't want to see this code, you just click this one, run to cursor. So you can check this one element in this way: 0 location value 0, 1 location value 0, 2 location. In this way, I can check the array value. So do you understand or not?
Yes, sir, understand.
Or any
স্যার
question?
এখানে স্যার এখানে দুইটা ফর লুপ কেন ব্যবহার করা হয়েছে? একটাতে তো
One
আমরা
for loop is used for just initialization the value. Okay. So initialization, you can, if I want to, okay. I just comment this one. Okay, no need to for loop one. I just initialization this one. Let's see what happens. Not yet initialization. I have keys. That's why the problem. Okay, so this is the initialization of array. N5 equal to 0. That means all location, all value now 0. So if we run, you can see, or if we can initialization here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I just run this one. Let's see what happened. So this is also the initialization. So you just initialization this one.
The later one was pretty fast.
Sorry,
Later one was pretty simple.
this one.
No, just previous one from that. Just target text.
Understand? Don't understand.
Integer n5 equal to second bracket 0. এটা তো সবচেয়ে ইজি ছিল স্যার। একবারে 0।
So don't understand actually.
স্যার সবগুলোর মানে একবারে যখন ডিক্লেয়ার করে দিলেন 0, এটা তো তুলনামূলক ইজি ছিল।
Okay, let's check. All initialization 0. This
Yes,
is
sir.
this line.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all value now 0. So automatically 0 assigned. If you can write here, comma 0, comma 0, comma 0, comma 0. So in this way you can initialize, but you can also initialize that way. No problem. Because all elements are same value, that's why I just put 0. This is also the array declaration. Or if you want to put separate value, then you can also initialize the separate. So in this way, this for loop or initialization. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. So
any
what are the meanings of those in printf function %s, %8s?
Okay, this is the format specifier. Percentage element is just a percentage means string. So since okay, all are printed here the string. This element and value. Format here I have print the element and value. So this is the heading I have printed. You see, that's why. And 8s, that means total space is 8s. Like here I can use 15s. Then what's happened? You see, where is the value position now?
After 15 spaces.
Here from element to here, middle difference total 15 string. Okay, this is the difference. Or you can use this one 5s or 10s or like that. Or if I don't use any integer, then what happens? Any number, then what happens?
It will be back to back.
Integer element element value are just they are staying that beside one after another. Okay, but if I want to format it, that's why I just use the %8. Okay, and another issue 7ZU %D.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
7ZU. What do you mean by 7ZU? This is another kind of format specifier. 7ZU, and also another issue that size T. So
Yes,
since
sir.
we are using size T, that means I is a data type of size T, integral data type of size T. Here you see we have not yet declared I what type of variable. Any declaration?
No, sir.
So basically this is the declaration. You can use it integer I. I can use integer I. In that case, I can use %D. So that in that case, no problem. But if this is the another kind of data type, integral type data type, size T, it is a built-in data type, another type, another type in C language. Okay, you can use this one also integer I. Normally you can use integer I, that's better. So if we want to use this one from the book, then there is some explanation of this size T. So let's check what are the explanation. So basically this one. So already discussed this one, array sys memory. This is the initialization of array. I already discussed. So in that case, we have used size T data type. This is a data type. Basically, the expression notice that the variable I is declared to be type size T, which according to the C standard represent an unsigned integral type. Unsigned integral data type. Okay, size T. This is also the C standard representation. This type is recommended for any variable that represents an array size or array indices. So if you are using array, in that case you can use size T. That means size T means array size. How much our array size? In this program, our array size is 5. Okay, so this is the array size. If you are using array data type, then we can use the size T. And this type of is recommended for any variable that represents an array size or array indices. Type size T is defined in the header file standard definition, or which is also often included by the other headers. Since we are using already include studio.h, that's why we are not using standard definition.h header file. You can also use this header file. And if you attempt to compile figure 6.3 receive error, simply include standard definition.h in your program. So in your code block ID, if you can face this type of error, but CLearn ID we have not yet faced any error because studio.h is already included in size T. Okay, do you understand this size T?
Yes,
স্যার
sir.
সাইজ টি আর ইন্টিজারের ভিতরে পার্থক্য কি স্যার?
Size T and
ইন্টিজার স্যার, এই দুইটার ভিতর পার্থক্য কি?
basically since we are using array integer, that's why we can use size T. No need to integer. And in that case, you can use %7ZU, just formatting specifier, or you can use integer type data. No problem.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so both issue we integer type you can also use, size T also use in array type, no problem. And another issue is that, so this is also the initialization. So I have already initialized this one. So you see the integer n5, 32, 27, 64, 18, 97, all are same. So in that case, all 5 elements from integer n0 to n4, we can see this value because we have already initialized this value. So in programming code, I have also discussed this issue. So do you have any issue? So in that case, print of ni, just we can because we have already initialized this value, 5 value already initializes this array, so we can see I and also ni. That means I means I0, n0. N0 position how much value, and I means I element. So I mean 0 position, how and its value is 32 is now printed. Okay, initialization with initializers list. This is the another section. And we can also pure initialization. That means example, enter array to 0. I have already used integer n10 equal to 0 means all are 0. That means n0 to n9 is 0. And the array definition integer n5 equal to n. So is there any error? Can you say anyone? Integer n5 equal to total how much value is initialized?
Here total 6. And that will be
Six,
an
but
error.
our array
এখানে
index is how
6টা
much?
দেয়া আছে স্যার, ভ্যালু 6টা দেয়া আছে এখানে, কিন্তু এখানে
Array index is how much?
অ্যারে ইনডেক্সে 5 আছে, এখানে 5টা
5,
ইয়ে থাকার
sir.
কথা যাবে,
That 5,
থাকার
that means
কথা।
0 to 5. So
Yes,
total
sir.
we can store the 5 value.
0 to 4.
So this is the one kind of error you have if you declare this way. So you
Yes, sir.
you have faced this type of error. That means causes a syntax error because there are 6 initializers and only 5 array elements. So in your array declaration, you have faced this type of error. And also, if the array size is omitted from a definition with an initialized list, the number of elements in the array will be number of elements initialized list. So you can declare this one. Okay. So if you declare n parenthesis just third bracket 1, 2, 3, 4 automatically initializes the 5 elements. So in that case, you don't have faced this problem. If we declare integer n first bracket, then there is no error. So if you initializes 5, then there is error. But if you don't put here 5, just blank, then there is no error. So this is also another style to declare array declaration. Okay. And also another way you can declare, that means define. Okay, maximum size of array. You can declare after the header file, define size 5. You can declare here size, that means size is a constant, maximum size of array. You can integer a size. That means your array size is now 5. Okay, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And you can also initialize this array. You see j equal to 0, j less than size, j plus plus, and size j equal to 2 plus 2 star j. That means automatically initialize 0 to 4. That means 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Automatically you can initialize this value. You can static initialization. This is the dynamic initialization. Do you understand this one?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion? So here just I want to fix the value. That means I want to fix my array size. Okay, that means size 5. Here you can define any kind. Sometimes we need to use pi value. So pi value all times fixed 3.14. In that case, you can define hash symbol hash define size 5, size 10. So in that case, in array s size, that means array size is now 5. Okay.
স্যার
So
সাইজের পরে তো স্যার সমান চিহ্ন দেই নেই স্যার।
No problem. This is the standard declaration. No problem. No need to shaman. So this is the constant declaration. Okay. Size is now here is a constant. And this is a preprocessor directive. I already discussed about the preprocessor directive. That means this value when compilation, this compilation has started from where? From main function. But since I declared the size constant, so size is now a constant 5. Okay, this is now preprocessor directive already included in the C program. And here C, that means S5, that means array has size elements. Size means 5 elements. So j equal to 0, j less than size, and plus j, and sj equal to 2 plus 2 star j. That means automatically increment the value, automatically increment the value and initialize the value. That means j equal to 0, j less than equal to 5, and s0 equal to 2 plus 2 star j. J mane 0, so 2 plus 2 star j mane, that means j s0 equal to 2. So if loop again j equal to 1 less than equal to size, that means 5. So j is 1 equal to 2 plus 2 star j. J now 1. That means 2 plus 2 star 1. That means how much? 2 plus 2 star 1, that means 4. So in this way, just 5 elements value will be initialized, and then we can see this value this way, as like previous. Clear? Or any confusion?
Yes,
sir.
And here the define already I have already discussed. The define preprocessor directive is introduced in the program. That means define size 5. Define is a symbolic constant size whose value is now 5. A symbolic constant is an identifier that replaced with replacement text by the C processor before the program is compiled. So I can change the size or any others. I can use the PS25 or any others. I can just need to change it. And using symbolic constant to specify array size makes program more modifiable. So if we declare the size variable, then we can, that means, so why we are using size? Because if just use 5, I just replace 10, then automatically all value now 10. So no need to all position now, no need to change. That's why we are using the size constant. Okay, this is the advantage. I just replace 100, 5 replaced by 100, then I can store 100 value. Do you understand why I using this define?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's why we are using the define constant. Okay. So this is the preprocessor directive, and you can also check the another adding elements. So so this is the adding elements of an array. So now I just store a 10 value, 10 integer value, and I just want to adding this value. Previously, how can we add the value? We are adding the value for loop. Okay, but through for loop and previously I have given you a problem that from 1 to 100 you just need to add the even number in last class. Do you remember it?
Yes, sir.
Sum. Okay, so now in this program I want to store different kinds of value. Okay, I want to store different kinds of value, and then I want to add it. Okay, so this you can see this is here 12 elements. Define I just store 12 elements, 12 integer type elements, and also I have initialized here. Okay, so I want to sum it, all 12 value I want to sum it. So in that case, integer total is I have declared total as is an integer type variable with initialization to 0. So for size t, that means size t, that means size type of variable, that integral type variable I, and I less than equal to size, that means I less than equal to 12. So total equal to total plus ai, that means total plus a0. A0 means 1. Total plus a2, a3, a4. In this way, all 12 value will be summed, and after that I can see the total value. Okay, we can check this one. Figure 6. We can check this one. So I just build it, compile it. Build means compile it, and then I'll just run it. Oh, sorry, this is another one. Two, three. P. Okay. Sorry. You see, this is the problem. So here just I want to take 15 value, 5 value, not 12, 5 value. So size I have declared as size 5. So in that case, integer a size equal to all our initialization. That means you can say 0, a0, 1, a2, a1, 2. In this way, initialize the value total equal to 0. Now I can see total equal to total plus ai, the total value. So I just if I done, so total value of 5 a's value is 50. Total values of a's value is 50. So total value I can check. If I want to check the initialization, sorry, debugging. So you just I have started debugging from here. So now debugging icon, you just click it. So here debugger and console, 2 kinds of window. So debugging, this is the debugging window, and this is the output window. Console, that means console window. So here node variable. If I step into, that means step into, that means next step. That means if I compile this one, so here you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 value now is stored. 0, 0 to 4 element. There are 5 value are already stored in this a array, and then total equal to 0. This is now initialized. Total equal to 0. So I just take total equal to total plus ai. Now total value is the 1. Total equal to total plus a2, sorry, a1, a0, a1. In this way will work. Then you can see total 6. In this way, you can see that total value is automatically changing based on the loop for loop. Then total 10. Then last I now you can see total 15. You can see just output window, printf statement, then ending the program. Okay, already now run to cursor. Then you can see the total of a value is 50. So I have already studied this from book chapter. CIP already study. I think I have already given this book. So this chapter I have already started, and in this way I have already summing of elements are from this page I have already completed. So do you have any issue to discuss? Just initialization of array, and also one problem I have discussed with sum. Okay, in that case, using arrays to summarize survey result, you need to study this one. Next class you need to study this one. I will call one person, I'll just call one person to discuss about this problem. So you need to discuss this one in front of this. So offline classes. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and also, so your exam now 22. So before exam, I have no class, I think.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, this mid-examination, sir, it's our first examination, sir. Sir, we don't have any idea about question type, sir. or we don't know how do you need to read for the examination. So please, if you discuss about it, it will be so much helpful for us, sir.
Okay, and I am now showing you a previous that means object-oriented programming question. Okay, so what type of exam basically in written type? So you just see Dropbox. So this is object-oriented programming. Next semester you will study this course. This is object-oriented programming. This is just sample. Let's say you are wearing for this class. Okay, this is another question.
স্যার ইকো আসতেছে
Okay, so you see, this is the question type. Identify and correct the errors in the flowing statement. This is also the if C get less than 7, system does not print that C is less than 7. Or if C greater than 7, then so in this coding statement, what type of error? You need to find out this. Or you need to solve a problem. Or I just go to the book. So you need to study this chapter problem. So here you can see that there are some fill in the blanks. I think you have already studied this one, right?
Yes, sir.
Fill in the blanks, and also there is some check type question. Okay, initialization. Here one question will become, what do you mean by high level language? Okay, what are the difference between high level, mid level, and low level language? Or you need to discuss with compiler, interpreter, and assembler. So you need to study this one. What do you mean by source code? So this is also theoretical type question. And also, so first chapter there is no such kind of question. So this is explain the typical C program development environment, or explain the step-by-step phase of typical C program development environment. You need to discuss. That means phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5. Do you understand the question pattern?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And this is the just theoretical, but from chapter 2. So you can see identify and correct the errors in the flowing statement. This type of question will mostly come. So you need to identify this error. So 2.6, how they answer this. So number A, error at a number, correction, eliminate the at ampersand operator. We discuss exception to this later. Error, B number, error number 2 does not have an ampersand. Okay, what type of error? You see, scanf %d ampersand number 1 without number 2. So what type of error here? Do you understand? Or if C less than 7, clone, semi-clone, put C is less than 7. What type of error here?
Semicolon.
Semicolon hobe na.
You need to explain this. And also need to solve a problem. Yeah, I will also just you need to write a code separating digits in integer. Write a program that inputs one 5-digit number and separates the number into its individual digits and display that digits separated from one another by 3 spaces. So here 3 space, I can write here 5 space, or I can write here 5-digit integer. One 5-digit integer. Here 5-digit integer, I can put here 3-digit integer. Okay, I can change this way. Do you understand? So you need to also solve this problem also, programming problem also. And here you can see that another problem, which of the following C statement contain variables whose value are replaced, or fill in the blanks also have or can have. Okay, do you understand the question style?
Yes,
স্যার
sir.
প্রোগ্রামিং এ যে প্রবলেম গুলা থাকে যে কোন জায়গায় ভুলটা আছে ওই রকম প্রশ্ন আসলে কি স্যার আমরা নিচে সঠিকটা লিখে দিব না স্যার শুধু লিখবো যে এই জায়গায় ভুলটা আছে কিভাবে লিখবো?
You can see the answer, how they have answered. See the answer below. Error is not an operator in C. Atho is not an operator in C. Correction, the relational operator should be changed to greater than equal. So 2.6, what type of error? Here, if C greater than equal to 7, put C is greater than equal to 7. So if question just identify and correct the errors in the S of the following statement, then you need to explain the error and also correct the code. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So any
Yes, sir.
other question?
Sir, yes, sir. I have another issue, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I was a previous best student, sir.
Yes.
Sir, how can I join your Google Classroom, sir?
So send me your email ID. I will add you.
সেন্ড করছি বাইজিতের ইমেল আইডি স্যার আমি সেন্ড করছি আপনি অ্যাড করে দিবেন বলছিলেন
Okay, I have forgotten. Sorry, I have forgotten. You need to remind me. I will add you. Okay, just I am adding
Sir,
you.
thank you, sir.
Bayajit, this one.
Yes, sir.
So you still not join in Google Classroom?
No, sir.
Okay, I am adding you.
Thank you, sir.
So here now 77 was present in this today class, is present today class, but only 60 students is now joining. Yes.
হ্যালো স্যার আমিও আমাকেও স্যার আপনি জয়েন করেন নাই আমার কাছে কোনো লিংক আসে না স্যার আমার মেসেঞ্জার নাই দেখে তাই আমাকে কেউ লিংকও শেয়ার করেন নাই আপনার গুগল ক্লাসরুমে
What is your email ID? Do you know your email ID?
জি স্যার
What is your
স্যার
name?
গুগল ফর্ম পূরণ করার পর থেকে যে নতুন একটা ইমেল আইডি দিয়েছে স্যার আমার ইমেল আইডিটা এখন আসে না আমি যে লাস্টে স্যার গুগল ফর্মটা পূরণ করেছিলাম
Okay, just wait.
এখনো স্যার আমার সেই ইমেল আইডিটা আসে নাই
Okay, just wait. I'm checking. What is your name? Sumaya.
জি স্যার সুমাইয়া আক্তার
Okay, I will open and I will add it. Okay. So do you have any other issue?
No, sir.
Okay, so I will take the attendance next class. I think we have already started class 11:30. So you need to give 2 attendance in that class, 3 attendance. Okay. And you see, I have already put some assignment here. So, and asked all of your friends to join here. Only 60 students now join here. Only 60 students. Actually 3 male, because you need to join CIT 111 and also CIT 112, 2 classes, and also CC 112. So here only 51 students only now joined, and already I have already invited all students.
Hello, sir.
Sir.
Can I see I am joined or not?
So I am not sure. What is your name?
Avinash
Sir.
Kumar, sir.
So have you got any email?
I fill the form, sir, but I don't know I am joined or not.
He
Sir.
was invited.
Sir, if you share the class joining code with us, sir, then sir, anyone can join easily, sir.
My name is Avinash Kumar, sir.
So have you already filled up this form?
Yes, sir.
Avinash.
Yes, sir. Avinash Kumar, sir. Down, sir. 10119.
10119.
Yes, sir.
Avinash Kumar.
Yes, sir.
So this is your email ID actually.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I have already invited Avinash.
Yes. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So have you already logged in your Gmail account? That means PS2 account.
Yes, sir.
So okay, let me check. So Avinash.
Up, sir.
This is
Avinash.
already invited, but you have still not joined.
Yes, sir.
You see already invited.
How may I join, sir?
So have you already logged in your PS2 account?
Yes, sir.
So you just click the account
Okay, sir.
because you need to join through your PS2 account, csc.ps2.s.bt. That means your this account. You have already logged in your Gmail account like this one, Avinash18@csc.ps2.s.bt. You have already logged in.
No, sir.
So you need to log in first in your Gmail account. This PS2 account. Then you will see your email.
Okay, sir.
Okay. But another one, what type of problem you have faced? In this class, 71 students, but still not many of you joined. So what type of problem you have faced?
Sir.
স্যার আমার পিএসটিউ এর ইমেল অ্যাকাউন্ট এখনো আসে নাই যে পিএসটিউ এসি ভার্সিটির ইমেল অ্যাকাউন্ট
What is your name?
স্যার সুমাইয়া আক্তার
So okay, I will open your account. Okay, I need to open account first, then I will invite you. So any other?
Sir, if you share the Google Classroom joining code with us, sir, then I think we can join your class easily, sir, without invitation, maybe, sir.
Okay, but I need to. I basically my intention is to join Google Classroom through PS2 account because in your phone you have already installed a Gmail other account, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you want to request, then I need to access. I need to give permission every account. That's a complex type task.
Sir,
But here I already invited. So if you just log in your Gmail account, Gmail means PS2 account, like this one. I think many of you don't understand this account login. So you can see, this is my Shabu CSC@ps2.s.pt. ठीक है sir? Okay, I just log out, sign in again. So you need to log in Gmail account through your PS2 account. Then you can see the invitation and all mail. I have sent many mail already. Here you can see your invitation. So you need to log in first for your Gmail account. And I have already given you user account. Here already given you. I have already shared the all email account. So this is
the
your
log.
email account and this is the password. Email account is your password. You need to change this email. You need to change the password. Okay. Do you understand or not?
স্যার
Yes, sir.
অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট স্যার অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট সাবমিট হয়েছে কিনা সেটা বুঝবো কিভাবে?
Okay. So which you have already assigned? Okay, two. Yeah, you can see two already assigned. You need to turn on. So two Ishtiaq Rahman Fahim and Shajadur Rahman already submitted the assignment. First assignment. So I think you don't understand the problem. You are okay. Is this individual file, Sajadur Rahman? Is
Yes,
it
sir.
individual file?
Yes, sir.
It is code by you. You need to put here some comments also. Okay, you need to put some comments also.
Sir, I'm just submit করে ফেলছি।
Okay, you can resubmit again. No problem. I'm just returning. And also the fine. And must avoid the copy. If any of you copy from another one, then both of you should get the 0 marks. If all coding are same as your friend, because you need to declare your variable your own way. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Your variable should be declared in your own way. No one can see or no one can see other variable.
স্যার এগুলো তো চ্যাপ্টার 1 এর স্যার, ওগুলো তো স্যার কোশ্চেনে দেওয়া ছিল যে ভেরিয়েবল এটা ধরে ধরে দিতে হবে।
Okay, chapter 2 no problem, but other chapter you need to declare, but variable name you can change, no problem. Okay, so I basically if you can change, then you can write anything, but you need to check the variable name, and this type of variable should be meaningful, not just individual. All variables should be just a b c d, this type. Variable name should be meaningful. So this way you need to submit your assignment. Okay, I will put all other chapter assignment here one by one.
Sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, আমাদের যে স্যার ফার্স্ট অ্যাসাইনমেন্টটা ছিল স্যার, চ্যাপ্টার 1 এর কিছু মানে গ্যাপ ফিলিং টাইপের ওই টাইপের কোশ্চেন ছিল স্যার। ওগুলো স্যার আমরা হাতে লিখছিলাম প্রথমে স্যার। হাতে লিখে জমা দিয়েছিলাম। এখন স্যার ওটা গুগল ক্লাসরুমে আপলোড দিতে হবে। ওটা কি স্যার ছবি তুলে পিডিএফ বানাবো?
I already returned your hard copy to one of your CR. So you need to just you need to take the snapshot and upload it. Make a PDF and upload it. No problem.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. হ্যাঁ
স্যার আমি প্রথমবার ফর্ম ফিল আপ করতে পাই নাই, তাই পিএসটিও মেইল পাই নাই, কিন্তু দ্বিতীয়বার পূরণ করছি, তারপরে আমার মেইল আসে নাই।
So what is your name?
এমডি তৌকির আহমেদ, রোল নাম্বার 65।
This one, Tawkir Ahmed.
জি স্যার।
Already shared your mail.
জি।
Okay. Have you checked in this list?
জি স্যার। আমি চেক করছি স্যার।
Okay, let's check. Your email is ahmed18@csc.pastry.srt.
ওকে স্যার, থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
Okay. Any other face problem?
স্যার
Okay. Yes.
আদাব স্যার।
Okay.
স্যার স্যার কয়েকজনের অ্যাসাইনমেন্টের উপরে ডিউ লেখা দেখলাম স্যার, ওইটা নিয়ে অনেকে কনফিউশনে আছে। এক সময় তো সবাই জমা দিলাম, কিন্তু স্যার কয়েকজনের দেখলাম ডিউ লেখা।
Hard copy or soft copy?
জি স্যার, হার্ড কপি যেটা আছে ওইটাই স্যার, যেটা মানে ফেরত দিয়েছেন স্যার।
Due letter. Okay.
স্যার ওটা আপনি আমাকে লিখে দিতে বলছিলেন, যারা পরে জমা দিচ্ছে তার উপরে ডিউ লিখে দিতে বলছিলেন।
Yes. So due data, they have not submitted the assignment. That's why due. So now you can upload the hard copy assignment through emails in Google Classroom. No problem. Okay. Any other issue? Okay, I think just we can conclude our class today. So if you faced any problem in related to chapter 1 to 4, you just comment it, and next class we will continue in array chapter. Okay.
ওকে স্যার, আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Do you have offline class tomorrow? Second half. So
Okay, sir.
if you free, then I will take a class at 3 p.m.
ওকে স্যার।
স্যার আপনার যদি প্রবলেম না হয় তাহলে অনলাইনে ক্লাস নিতে পারেন।
No, I will go to campus tomorrow, because if lab class, then I will take online class. No problem. Okay, because online can lab class can easily take in online. In text it's difficult.
স্যার কালকে হচ্ছে গিয়ে একটার সময় বাস আছে ভার্সিটির, তো হচ্ছে গিয়ে এই জন্য মানে 3টার ওদিকে ক্লাস না হয় যদি স্যার সকাল সকাল হতো তাহলে স্যার ভালো হতো। মানে আমাদের হচ্ছে এক্সামের
Then
পরে।
later I will take class, or later I will take, or online I will take. If you have no problem, then I will take online class. Okay.
জি স্যার, তাহলে অনলাইনে ক্লাস করি।
Because some
Online class.
CC 111 we need to do some lab work. That's why we need to do in online, and I will record all class and upload in YouTube and also the Google Classroom. Then you will check later. In offline class, then we could not take a video or record. Then it create a problem. Okay. Thank you very much, thank you all of you.
স্যার আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
আদাব স্যার।